Good morning. It's your girl, Nichelle Randall, the beauty influencer, also known as Just Joy. And it's 8:30 on a Tuesday morning, so that means that it is time for tea and wild thoughts. So if you know how this goes, I'm actually kind of jumping ahead of the gun here. Got to get the vibe right. We always do a little incense. This is the orange blossom. Good morning, my love. How are you? Just getting the vibe right, If you know me personally, then you know that I'm definitely a vibe person. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Thank y'all for being here and joining the conversation this morning. A little Palo Santo. I'm kind of ritualistic. I don't let people fuck around with my rituals, not even y'all. So this is the little Palo Santo. We hope y'all get some of these good vibes. Feeling pretty good this morning. Feeling energized. Good morning, Miss Miracle. Got my diffuser going with the citrus, so that always gives you energy. I have my tea. This is from Tiavana. These cute little containers they have. It's a strawberry and grapefruit blend, and I love it. It's so delicious. It's actually old as hell. So these containers, like if you go to Tiavana, like get you one because they hold your herbs forever. So they're probably like 2 years old. They're still delicious. So anywho, and of course I'm gonna plug my products. Body butter from the self-care store. I also customize them with my Just Joy brand, and in Charlotte I will have my little boutique coming right along. Everything's gonna be really popping off in 2020. So see that glow? See that? That could be you. So you go to the self-care store and shop where you are loved. That's our hashtag. So anyway, yeah, good morning. I hope everybody else is feeling blessed and well. Gonna get right to it. I really struggled to find out like what I wanted to talk about this morning, because this is gonna be probably one of the most candid conversations that I have ever really had with you guys. I have my little journal. Yeah, I struggled to find a topic that I wanted to discuss this morning because honestly, a lot of shit just bores me these days. It's really becoming more interesting to me all the time. Like, of course, I'm kind of low-key addicted to social media, just like everybody else. We hop on Facebook, we hop on Instagram to find out like what's going on with the folks, but it's just becoming really predictable, and it just bores the shit out of me. You know what I mean? Most people are just too afraid to share their honest perspective on things, and that's why I really just want to sit here and kind of talk about like how I'm honestly fucking feeling about what the hell is going on in society these days. It's almost like you see social media trying to blend us into this thing that thinks the same thing about everything. And if people disagree, if people don't like something, they call that not the culture vultures, but I was watching this program yesterday where they talked about it, where basically like they crucify you in public, like just like T.I. Like, don't get me wrong, and I talked about that last week, that T.I., what he did, people didn't like it, they went, ham on him. But at the end of the day, we all have perspectives, and that's just the fucking truth. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I like conversations, because the reality is that we all do have perspectives, but it's starting to turn into this homogenous pool of people becoming more and more afraid every day to share what they really think. We all kind of sit back and observe, and it's almost like the more that person doesn't know you, the freer you feel to share an opinion because you don't think this person's really going to respond. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that I heard that Cardi B like rolled up on one of her trolls, not too long ago, and this guy was saying, "Good morning, Zeke." This guy was saying that, she shouldn't have done that or whatever. But at the end of the day, these people real as fuck. I mean, Cardi is a low-key gangster. So, you can't just be trying people and, doing the behind the screen thing, and it's getting to the point again where we relate to each other in person. People are not showing up as themselves, because we've created this persona of them and who they are online. So that's another reason why I show up here, no makeup on. I mean, you see me post pictures with a little glam, a little steez, you know what I'm saying? But I show up like this because I want to be as real as I possibly can. Like, anybody who knows me as a person and sits here and talks to me, this is me. This is what I do. This is who I am. Like, I really don't switch it up. So just know that whenever this format does come to you in person, at whatever point in the future, that this is exactly who you're going to be meeting, and this is exactly who you'll be talking to. And I want everybody else to feel just as free. Good morning. To be themselves. I welcome you all to pop into my conversations. I welcome you all to ask me questions. I welcome you all to not fucking agree with me because it helps me think about my own opinions. Again, it's not about, the reality is, whether we share our opinions or not, none of us are always in agreement. And we're just creating this society where, again, if we don't feel like this person is just like me, we back off. Good morning, my love. Welcome to the conversation. So, yeah, it just seems like society is turning into this highly predictable place. We saw it with the chicken sandwiches. We knew the chicken sandwich was going to come back out. And really, we just went down that road. I just think, come on, guys. Somebody didn't want a fucking chicken sandwich. Somebody didn't want one. But you went anyway and tried it. I've not tried the chicken sandwich. And I'll be honest that I really did not go down there and get one sheerly for the fact that it was just so popular. It was I just feel like I want to have an independent mind that's strong enough to just not just jump on the bandwagon like that. But that's just me personally. Some people don't mind, and I honestly don't criticize people like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That some people want to follow the status quo. I don't think that I genuinely don't. I mean, I think it's cool, if that is what you do, then stand on what you do. Stand on what you like. I mean, hey, that's just not me. That shit bores me personally. So I'm gonna hit a couple hot topics or topics of the moment, and again, just kind of share my perspectives on them. And even with this platform, I don't want it to turn into something that's just a gossip thing, or I be having a lot of shit on my mind. As you see, I post moods all the time. They're different. I'm a Pisces. Come on. I mean, I'm consistently thinking different things. You're always getting kind of a different person with me. So it's just the way it is. So I'm going to talk about something a little serious, the Rodney Reed case. I saw that if you know me or have known me over time, good morning, my love. I have really started to steer away from jumping on topics like these, where we're, and don't get me wrong, I think it's awesome that Black people are at a point where we can really start controlling our narrative. We can start really helping people who are in these situations like Santoya and, different cases, and we can really come together and get behind the cause. I want us to be able to get behind positive causes at some point, and use that same energy towards those things. But again, when we feel like we are being, things are just not going well for this person, justice isn't being served, we tend to jump on this case. And Rodney Reed is one of these cases. And I was looking at Amanda Seales. She did something on IGTV the other day, and she was basically you could tell that she was visibly disturbed. She was talking about the Rodney Reed case and how, you know, she felt terrible that she had got behind this guy in this cause, because he had also been prosecuted for being a rapist in a few other cases, and women had identified him. And, you know, I'll be honest, again, I was a makeup artist, but I'm a trained journalist. And one thing that we are trained to know, you know, is to get all the facts, to do the research. In this day and time, it is all, we get it instantaneously. And if we don't learn, again, how to regulate our own emotions, that's what happens. That's what we see, is this reaction all of a sudden. When I saw, what's the dude's name? Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil was getting behind it. Again, I personally don't choose to use my platform for black pain. I don't think that should be the only thing that stimulates us. With Rodney Reed, it wasn't that I didn't care, but again, just because it's a cause that is popular doesn't mean that I just have to jump on the bandwagon and start talking about this dude. At the end of the day, black people too have to deal with their own karma in whatever way, shape, form, or fashion. You know, and I just wasn't about to jump on that. Like, I don't know, no shade, I don't know that dude. I don't know anything about him. I don't know his whole history. All I know was that this was a hot topic, and everybody was saying, sign this petition, you know, get on here. And now we see where this is a case where this person has come out and they actually have some terrible things that they have done. And you know, it sucks when you see someone, again, like Amanda Seales, who, you know, is such a big advocate, and she just basically felt stupid for using her platform and her influence to influence is a serious thing. You know, when we're steering people towards certain opinions and certain products, certain everything, you know, like, you have to be a little more careful and less reactive. So Rodney Reed, that's fucked up, you know, like, at the end of the day, he got off death row, but, you know, God don't play that. God gonna always hold you accountable, okay? So the Soul Train Awards, let's talk about that for a little bit. I'll be honest, I don't even watch TV like that, so I didn't really see the whole thing. I did on YouTube watch a few performances. I also saw a post yesterday where they were talking about how terrible the production was and how bad these, like, the wigs and the hair and the makeup were. No shade to, not Tashina Arnold, but Tisha Campbell, she look a trip. She look a damn trip these days. I don't know what is going on. I don't like to just talk about people like that, but sis need a waist trainer. She need that bodysuit she had going on was not cute to me, and she always be looking like that. So it didn't really surprise me, unfortunately. I have worked, again, as a makeup artist. I have worked with a lot of like BET, and you know, these things, you see them and people are talking about it online, but they be low budget. They be real low budget on the production end. And how Ray J and I can't even think of the chick's name, they were on the red carpet doing their commentary, and how messed up all of that was. And I just don't think that you see the effort put into production like you used to. Again, everybody's so worried about kind of getting pics on Instagram and, you know, just showing you moments, what happens. I think their live was going out. They just weren't prepared for the conversation. They didn't know. June Ambrose was also a host, if I'm not mistaken, which, you know, I like June. I follow June. Got a picture with June. But she's a lot. You know, I don't always see these people, you know, being able to just, they're not really candid and like giving their real opinions about things. So they were forgetting people's names on the red carpet while they were interviewing them and talking to them. I still haven't seen Summer Walker's acceptance speech, but I've heard people commenting on that. And I think that Summer is a person who prides herself on trying to be as real as possible. So again, if you're not somebody who's just going to bend and to what everybody expects from you, that's what I'm talking about here, that people tend to kind of just shun what's going on, or step away from it. That is so good. Anyway, Omarion. So Omarion has come out and he's talking about his ex and her relationship with Lil Fizz. I'm sorry, just saying that name makes me laugh. Like, I need you to get a grown name, not the B2K name. And everybody's just like, oh, who is his therapist, you know, and he's being so calm about it. Before Omarion even responded to her being in this relationship. So basically, Omarion and Lil Fizz were in this group B2K, and it was perceived that they were really close friends, but to be honest, they were just people who worked together. And Lil Fizz is now in a relationship with Omarion's baby mama, okay, the mother of his children, his ex. And before I even saw Omarion respond, I saw the interview of his ex with Nick Cannon on Nick Cannon's podcast and on his show on YouTube. And she was just kind of going in, and I'll be honest, she sounded like a woman scorned. I don't even watch, you know, these reality shows like that. She's a beautiful woman, you know, I think they have 2 children. But she sounded angry, you know, and you know, who knows what was really going on in their relationship. She also said that she was like, y'all don't know Omarion, you know, like the guy that you see here is a performer, you know, he's an actor. Like, but how he could be really, really cold and shut down, and you know, and she was saying that, you know, that they just happened to, her and Lil Fizz just happened to, you know, get into this relationship, that it really wasn't planned, and they really didn't, you know, try to go out of their way to. And so anyway, we see Omarion come out and him just, you know, wish them the best and be pretty much just unbothered, you know. And I'm starting to see a lot of memes and things about how being like Omarion's level of unbothered. But the reality is that there are quite a few people out here who don't just chase drama. You know, like, even in the public arena, even if it could get you a few extra likes and whatever, like, some people just choose peace. Some people have a peaceful personality. I'm one of those people who, you know, I guess people have considered cold at some points because I don't choose to overreact to things. Again, that's like what I'm talking about, is that everything's not about just overreacting just to have a Facebook status or, you know, an Instagram post. I think that he's just calm. And why is that so fascinating to people? You know, that he could actually deal with things in a calm manner and genuinely wish these people the best. Again, and at the end of the day, that's their damn relationship. Like, we don't know them, you know, like, we don't know what's really going on in their household. We don't know all the details. And he also said this is the mother of his children, you know. So regardless of anything, he wasn't going to disrespect her. And I think that's commendable. I think it's awesome. I think it should be more common, you know. Just should. So I also have that it's just interesting, you know, I'm just realizing more and more over time that to dare to be different is to be a pretty secure person. And I think that is what we are starting to really see the oil separate from the water with social media. This platform, you know, online, it's just, I've said this before in the past, that I really feel like if you're a Christian, if you're into this type of spirituality, this is the book of Revelations. You know, like, social media just reveals what's really going on with us on the inside. Again, are you the type of person who can show up to a conversation, disagree with people, and not overreact? Are you the type of person who can show up to conversations and hold your own, you know, without flipping off the handle? You know, whatever's inside of us tends to show, you know, what we're consistently into, what we tune into, how we respond, and so it's just very revealing, you know. And again, I am getting to the point where I've seen quite a bit consistently, and I'm like, it's just turning most people into people who are gonna end up conforming. And that's not all that surprising. But at the same time, and I will take my own responsibility and accountability for that too, because I'm not just trying to be shady. I'm not just trying to, you know, talk shit. I've been really focused on expanding my own awareness, and being conscious again of what am I tuned into. You know, I really try to just expand my mind as much as possible. And lately, I have really been into looking into living overseas. I think that it's just something about me in America and American society. Like, there's nothing wrong with American society for the most part. I mean, I'm an American. I've been here. But I'm ready for more. You know, I'm ready for some culture, some things that aren't just what I'm used to. And I'm ready to bounce myself off of something different. I've been watching a lot of videos about Black people who live in Japan, Black people who live in Asia, different parts of Asia. This one girl moved to Bali. People who teach English overseas, and have really, you know, just created their lives and just jumped out there and did what they wanted to do. And they every single one of them highly encourages people to live somewhere else, you know, learn a different language, and just freaking go for it in the way that it really just expands your perspective and expands your mind. And one thing that I also love about them talking about Asia is that they talk about how safe they feel. And that in America, you know, like, you're constantly looking over your shoulder. You're just the experience of being Black, you know, especially like what's going on with these girls getting kidnapped and all this stuff is just crazy to me. And how, you know, safe they feel over there. And that to me is just so attractive right now. Like, yeah, that's where I think I've always really thought that I would probably retire overseas or retire in another country. So it looks like that's what I'm starting to manifest. I'm pretty fucking excited about it myself. It just lights me up. So, you know, when I'm looking at these things online and what people are concerned with on a daily basis, again, it just bores me. I'm like, there has to be more to life. And I'm ready to go out there and get it myself. So my wild thought for the day is trying to contain a free spirit will only frustrate your mental captivity. Yep. As I have grown as a person, I haven't moved very far, you know, but I did move out of my hometown. And looking back, you know, again, I just see what people are concerned with on a daily basis, and it's interesting. You know, I don't judge them for what they're into, but I do see that perspective can be very small. And you know, I don't blame anybody else, but I'm just tired. It's almost like I see people sometimes asking me too, like, when are you coming back? You know, when are you coming back? I'm not going backwards. You know, I don't mind visiting. I don't mind spending some time there. Um, but I like expanding my awareness. I like different. I like standing out. I like exceeding my own expectations and meeting my own goals and setting new goals and, you know, doing all of that. I've never been the type that just wanted, you know, American life. So I'm looking forward to, you know, just really expanding my world and expanding this platform and all that I possibly can. So, anywho, that is just what was on my mind this morning and wanted to share that. In the new year, I will be posting all of these and all these old videos. I can't believe I've been doing this for like over a year. Just talking, sitting here having conversations with you guys. You're always welcome to share your perspectives with me. Always welcome to continue the conversation in the DMs. Let me know what you think. But yeah, I welcome you. I will be posting these on YouTube. I'm working on my YouTube channel and getting all my videos posted so that you can check out all the old episodes. The goal, again, is to have interactive and live dialogue as much as possible. The goal is to get you guys to share your perspectives on things, and to get everybody into the conversation. You know, like, even if we can't leave the freaking country, like, the least that we can do is chat, you know, and expand our perspectives and share our backgrounds and, you know, the things that make us tick and the things that we're interested in. You never know. Good morning, my love. What you'll learn, you know, like, there's just more to life than what we tend to see in our own little small circumference of 24 hours a day. There's just so much more going on out there, you know. So I also encourage y'all. I encourage y'all to unfollow. Don't unfollow me today, but unfollow someone. Like, if it doesn't speak to your spirit, and it's not just because you know them, just because if it's not speaking to who you are right now, like, let that shit go. Let it go. And follow something new, you know, like, follow. And it doesn't, I mean, again, what online does do is it gives us access to the whole world. And I have just, living in this little small town that I live in, I have really found such lights and inspiration in YouTube lately, and just the amount of things and people who are just doing, you know, again, they're living overseas, they're living life differently. People are having experiences, you know, and they're just talking about them. That's all they're doing. And sharing, you know, sharing their experiences. And there's just more to life than freaking where we live, you know, and again, what we do for work every day. And, you know, try some new food, man. Try stuff. Expand your mind, expand your spirit. Expand your life, okay? There's more to life going on. We don't have to keep our world so small, just being tuned into the things that we are comfortable with. Let's get a little uncomfortable. And you'll be all right, trust me. That's the thing that's going to show you even more, like, how grounded you are, for real, and how safe you are. So I think it can really be a beautiful thing. That's the beauty. Life happens. You have to find the beauty. So anywho, I invite you as well to follow my Joy Taught Me page. I am going to continue sharing tips, tools, and products that will help you create a beautiful life. A lot will be going on in the new year. I'm doing it and building it very slowly thus far. I invite you to visit the self-care store and check out my products. I gotta ship some stuff off today. And yeah, like, thank you for being on the journey. And I love you. Come on, girl. Like, I'm not playing, Miracle. I'm not playing. As soon as I start getting this money, doing these services, and kicking this coin back up, my money is not going to be focused on any of the stuff that I used to be focused, getting clothes, and like, that's cool, you know, but I'm really ready to travel. I'm ready to expand, you know. I'm here with my dad for the most part, you know, but this has really just opened my mind to how much more I want to experience outside of what I'm used to. So let's go. I really want to go to Asia, and actually Africa and Asia, like, right there. So let's go, Miracle. I'm not joking. Not joking, girl, at all. So have a absolutely beautiful day. Tea and Wild Thoughts, 30 minutes of dialogue with your girl, beauty influencer. Check out my YouTube channel too. And I will see y'all, God willing, next Tuesday.